We had multi-goal lead changes all throughout. The Kings round out their 9-game homestand and the home portion of their 2015-2016 regular season schedule with a 5-4 victory over the Salmon Arm Silverbacks. Our game-winning goal scorer, Austin Kamer, joins us here in the postgame show. Let's start there. A pretty nice finish on just an opportunistic rush shorthanded.
Yeah, they had the power play there, and our D-man stepped up, made a good play at the blue line, making sure they couldn't get a good entry, and just a fortunate bounce chip to me there, and then just a good bury, I guess.
You put the brakes on as well. I mean, what were you looking at there with goaltender Kegler? He'd been very good all night. He robbed Johnny Evans there late in the second period, I think it was. We saw how good he was in Salmon Arm back in December, where he did much of the same. What were you looking for there as you were going in on a breakaway? Because it wasn't really a deep. You kind of threw on the brakes and were able to tuck it over the top.
Yeah, I was thinking shot right off the bat, but the puck was rolling a bit, so I just kind of had to wing it there and went to my back end, didn't see anything, so I just put the brakes on and went head first in the net.
It counts, and they all look the same on the scoreboard. The second period, obviously a bit of a down point here for tonight. I mean, you get the job done, but I imagine it's not a complete happy occasion. I imagine it's not a satisfying victory, just that breakdown and the multiple breakdowns there in the second period.
Yeah, I mean, that's been our weakness so far. Once we get a lead, we've been struggling to play with it, but I think tonight we really battled back and got a good win and got 2 points that we really needed.
How big was Hunter Finlayter's goal there late in the second period? Because I mean, we got the first one out of the way. That wasn't part of it, but just to get a goal and be chasing one instead of two going into a final 20.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, especially for him to score, it always gets the guys amped up. So definitely a big goal, and I think that's what sparked us to get the comeback.
The third period on the power play there, you ring 4 posts. What was the word there on the bench? Because I saw Rylan Boll and Adam Brubaker go to the bench, and they're kind of smiling. They're shaking their head. It's like, what more can you do?
Yeah, at that point, it was almost comical how many posts we had. I mean, we're telling them to get shots through, and that's what they were doing. It's just unfortunate that we didn't get one, but yeah, I mean, they were definitely doing their job.
You end a 9-game homestand here. You get points in every single game. You go 16 for 18. I know the ones you let slip, they sting a little bit, but how do you feel after this homestand? I mean, both as a team and I guess individually, because it's been a chance to get into a routine and kind of settle down and get the body as close to 100% as you can at the end of February.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge to play well at home, especially going into playoffs. Need that momentum because home ice is everything. So it's definitely good to get as many points as we did. But, we're just looking forward now.
You get the Nanaimo Clippers in a big doubleheader next weekend. It doesn't get much bigger than that. I mean, I don't need to tell you what's on the line for that one. I'm sure all the boys know. How much are you kind of licking your lips for that one there?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, we've been kind of waiting to get our shot at them again, and then this weekend's for first place, so it's going to be huge, and we need to be ready, and I think we will be.
Austin, appreciate you coming up here and doing this. Congratulations on the game winner as well. Your 14th goal on the season. Not bad. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Brock, let's start with that second period, because I know, I mean, the win is great, the 2 points is great, but maybe a little bit of a hollow feeling considering the journey that we took to get here with that second.
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously not the best 20 we can play. Just took our foot off the pedal. We were complacent. We were moving the puck quick. Getting beat out of corners and, some untimely pinches and turnovers lead to their goals. So, everything they got, we gave to them. And for the most part, I thought we did a good job, carrying the pace of the play throughout the game and generating our opportunities. I didn't think they had too much 5-on-5 in our defensive zone. So, you look at that, it's a pretty good night. But, no, the second period, obviously, we know we got to be sharper. And especially this late in the season, know that 20 minutes like that can't happen.
I wanted to talk about the management of a Salmon Arm offense, which burned the Kings in December in Salmon Arm. I thought the containment of guys like Tero Hirose and Josh Blanchard, who's a small, quick, aggressive forward. Those guys, I mean, they like to kind of play a lot behind the net. They like to try and throw things into the slot and generate chances that way. Not too dissimilar from a Kirk Whitlam that we've seen earlier, or even a Langley earlier this season.
For sure. I mean, when you're playing a quick group, I mean, obviously a bit on the smaller side, but we got some little guys who can buzz too. So, our D faced a lot of that in practice every day. So, no, it wasn't really much management. Just being better, looking back over our homestand and the games we've had and what teams have had, where they've had success on them is when we give them too much time and space. So when we jump and our D are on our toes and we're closing time and space and going in with a good stick on puck and playing on the hips, it's tough for a forward to get away and generate some opportunities towards the net. So, good defensive-minded hockey, close time and space, and get pucks up to our forwards so they can get going quickly.
Back to the first period, I mean, even before then, in talking with Kent Lewis in the pregame show, we were expecting either one of Betts or Halasian to go. It ended up being Jack Long to sit, Kings going 12-6. I just kind of wanted to ask on that decision and thoughts of Nick Halasian back in the lineup after missing a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's what you call a game time decision, no doubt. So, no, I mean, both took warm-up, both were good to go. So, Jack comes out, and, I don't think he played bad. He didn't play much against Chilliwack, but he's a young guy. It beneficial for him to watch as well. So, and then Betsy and Hallie, getting Hallie back's huge.
Mm-hmm.
He's fast, he's physical. He does so many good things. Obviously, his penalty a little bit away from our net doesn't help, but he walks that edge. I thought he was pretty good discipline-wise tonight, other than that penalty. So, it just gives us another bigger body up front, a guy who can play with that jam and walk that line, which he does a good job of getting under other teams' skin. So, to have him back was nice, and then to get Betsy after that wicked hit he took on Friday. The kid's just a warrior. He came to the rink yesterday and felt a little sore, but came today and said he was good. He was going. And it's hard to keep a guy like that out of the lineup. So, great to have Hallie back, and both played well.
What are you saying on the bench? And we talked with Austin about the power play where you ring off the post and you ring off the crossbar and you ring off the corner and then you hit the outside of the post. I think it was 4 pings I heard there in that man advantage.
It sounded like a glockenspiel, didn't it? That's,
what are you saying on the bench? Because that can be frustrating, particularly in that situation when you're only up by a goal there.
No, exactly. It's kind of... Kent just said he's been around almost 26, 27 years in coaching and playing himself, and he's never heard 5 posts on a power play. So, no, hey, we were getting our looks. We were moving the puck well, getting some good looks and tape-to-tape passes and finding shooting lanes. So, I think after the third one, we kind of just turned around and started laughing. Then the fourth one, the fifth one, but no, I know the Wizard of Oz is playing next door there at the theater. So. Hopefully it didn't ruin their sound effects.
No, that's the Wicked Witch of the West. I'm sure would have enjoyed that. A little bit of atmosphere. You finished the homestand, points in every game. You dropped 2 via a tie and an overtime, but 16 of 18. You look at it with the opponents coming in, and that's a good result over the last 9 games.
No, exactly. And you mentioned we get points in every game. Obviously, the 2 we didn't get, they sting. Having had leads and just the way we buckled and didn't bear down to get the extra 2, but 16 of 18 is great. Hats off to the fans. They were out here in full force. Obviously,
a good crowd on a Sunday afternoon.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's it's been awesome. It's unfortunate this is the last one until playoffs. So hopefully they keep in the loop over the next 2 weeks. But it's huge. I know teams don't like to come here. You definitely have a home ice advantage with your fans and the horns and the siren. But good ice too. It's fast. It plays into our game and. Guys love playing here. So to get 16 of 18 at home, it's huge, and really sets us up well for these last 2 weeks of the season, and then rolling into playoffs.
You saw Nanaimo last on that 3-3 road trip where the Kings were skunked for the first time this season. They went 0 for 3, but that game against Nanaimo, I think is spoken on relatively favourably. There was that breakdown off the face-off there in the third period that led to the ultimate game winner. But, that combined with the 2 games here in Powell River to start 2016, how's confidence against the Clippers right now going into a massive weekend series next weekend?
Well, I won't give them any bulletin board material here, but no, obviously it's 2 teams that don't like each other. Expect them to be doing their homework. They played Thursday, probably watched us play Friday, and today. So, no, it's... it's going to be a hard-fought battle. It's tough to win in their building, obviously, and it's 2 teams who look forward to playing each other every time. So it'll be fast, it'll be physical, and these are crucial points. Obviously, they're a bit ahead of us in the standing, but they're 8-point games. So it'll be fun getting over there and getting back on the road after such a lengthy homestand. It'll be nice to get back on the bus and. Get that salty air from the ferry ride and some good food down at Old City. So, we're looking forward to the challenge, and should be a good weekend next weekend.